But this sort of leads me to a question for you, which was in a video I argued or made the point, is this not part of a strategy that Trump has tried before? This idea or concept of anchoring, right? You start with an extreme amount of, well, like take, I don't know, the Overton window, right? You try to normalize something by starting with a radical example. I use gay marriage as an example, but like in the past, people are absolutely against gay marriage because it's radical. So you try and normalize it by allowing civil partnerships or civil unions. And this is the same with this anchoring idea, right? You start with this list of absolute crazy things Ukraine has to give up everything, because then they're more likely to come around to, okay, well, maybe we'll secede a little bit of territory if it means we definitely have security guarantees. Do you think that that's Trump's ploy here, or is that too intellectual for him?
I don't think it's too intellectual for him because I don't think it's highly intellectual. It's a basic negotiation strategy, right? And Trump has done negotiation a lot, like on real estate deals and things like that. I actually think it's the problem, if that is his strategy, is anchoring might be a good strategy when it comes to a real estate deal where you're just trying to get money out of people and things like that. I don't think it works on something as significant as warfare. And even you use that, the other example of politics, I still don't think that applies, to warfare where the points are clear and they're clear for a reason. It could be part of his strategy. It still doesn't make sense to me, even if it is, because, that anchoring has happened a long time ago and the plan has been rejected and it keeps being brought up in the same exact way. It seems to me, if anything, if there's any method to this madness for why this is being brought up, for Trump personally, it's like a distraction from the political crises that he's facing back in the US right now, which have been huge. I mean, I don't know how much you guys follow American politics outside of the US, but obviously the Epstein stuff was really big right up before this peace plan was announced. And then, after the peace plan kind of hit the media, didn't hear a whole lot of people talking about the Epstein stuff anymore. A lot of media that had not even been covering the war in Ukraine was suddenly talking about Ukraine again. So that could be part of it. Whatever the method to the madness is, though, again, I'll just reiterate, it's not working. So it's time to try something different. Whatever the reasons are going on in the back rooms, and maybe I'm appealing to more sensible minds like Rubio here, but the strategy isn't working.
If we have to call Rubio sensible, I mean, I guess relative he is, but what he's trying to do and get the US involved in Venezuela, I'm not sure. But okay, no, I hear you on a lot of that. But what about then this whole idea that Steve Witkoff, the envoy, obviously leaked or helped the Russians with how to approach Trump, right? Do you think there's truth to that? I mean, it's not particularly wild sort of presumption to make, I guess.
Yeah, like obviously with things like this, I always say, like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Witkoff's head, but there's certainly a scenario where it's logical to see truth in that. There is a certain logic where maybe you could give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's just trying to get a deal done, but obviously, there's been a lot that has come out about Witkoff, and people speculate personal financial incentives and things like of that sort. And so what I would just say is, if those things are true, again, I have no way to confirm if those things are true or not, and it can get really hard in the media climate in the United States with issues like that to truly know what is truth and fact and what is just people being upset with the administration. It's hard to know, but if those things are true, it's obviously no reason at all for any country, whether it's Ukraine or Europe, to engage with this peace plan, because what's the point? They're obviously not looking out for Ukraine. They're looking out for their own best interests.